Welcome to Soul Awakening Conversations, Emerge and Flow. Welcome, welcome in. Thank you for joining me once again this Friday. And I am so happy. I am so excited. I'm so excited to introduce to you Melissa V. You can find her on her Instagram at find_authentic love. All right. And I just like to, when she comes in, I want you to give her a warm welcome. She is a guiding spirit, a soul awakening mentor, and she guides others into self-healing, their energy, learning how to alchemize, and to kind of allow their soul to recall who they are and allow you to become. And we're going to allow her to share her story with us of growth and expansion, of emerging and flowing. So she will be with us shortly. Matter of fact, I'll give her a little heads up. Just be patient. Hold on. Let's see. I believe I sent it the correct way. Let's make sure. I'm not sure. I did it really quick. I hope I sent it to the right person. Anyway, so she helps people return to their truth because we were all born in truth. We were all born authentic. And our higher selves, our souls or our spirits, whatever you choose to label them as, already know this. And as they become interactive with us, sometimes they need a little bit of help, especially in that guidance part. So let's welcome her in. Hold on just a second. In, Peter. I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control and I know I like it. I like it. All right. Oh, there we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely. I don't know what just happened, but I just had a black screen for the last 3 minutes on my phone. That never happened to me before.
Well, you know what? That's energy saying, woo, the energy board, right?
That was scary. I did not like that. That was so scary. I'm trying to reset the phone. I can't restart it. There is nothing I can do because all I have is a black screen. So I'm happy. I'm here. It's working. So good.
Yes, it's work at least it's working. Um, guys, here's what's gonna happen is um as you're coming in, she does not see you when you join me on my side, but as soon as you start conversating in the comments, I like that. Conversating in the comments. Oh, she's spinning, so we're going to give her a moment to fix it. She'll be able to see you say hello. Hold on a second. Okay. I think she's trying to, I think it booted her out, guys, and she tried to accept. So let's give it a minute because I know you see her spinning, and so she's trying to fix it. What we might have to do is we might have to allow her to go ahead and go out and restart her phone and come back in. I don't know if she can hear me. So let's just give her a moment. She might just drop off and then come back. So, as I was saying, her work helps people return to their truth. Okay, the truth that's already in them when they're as they're born into this human vessel. So, Peter, I'm well. How are you? I'm just now seeing your comment. Um, Let me know in the comments how everybody is. You know, are you guys gonna have plans for this weekend? Are they good? Hello, Alex. The doorway just joined. Hello, hello. Um, we're going to, we're waiting. She's having a problem. She froze, and when she came in, she told me that she had problems with her phone and that she might, I'm brilliant, been on a new creative path. Oh, we're going to have to talk about that um, on a different live. Um, so she says she's here. All right. So she's here. So let's see if I can invite her in. Hold on just a second. Okay. Let me see. Let me see. Go. Okay. Let's see if it'll let me. There we
I'm back.
go.
I'm not touching the phone anymore. I'm not
Uh-huh.
touching it.
No problem. I told everybody we just have to be patient. See, I think it got stuck. It stuck as you there, you know. It kicked you out, but it
Yes.
stuck as you there. So
Yeah.
you had to go back out. And then when I invited you back in, we'll see what happens. We'll just go with the flow. We're
We'll
not
just
gonna.
go with the flow. Maybe my energy is a little bit too high for this connection.
Yeah, it didn't even let your request come through, so I had to just go ahead and request on my end. That's the
See?
first time that had worked for me in a very long time. So everything's coming together,
Yes, yes. How are
right?
you, my dear?
I am so excited. I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I know I like it. So everybody take a deep breath, open your hearts. Let's emerge and let's flow together. Let's welcome this beautiful soul in. I gave you an introduction, but please introduce yourself to the few that have come in and the many more that will flow so that if they don't see the introduction, they can catch it in replay. I'm in a
Well,
singing mood.
I can tell that's good because I'm not good at singing, so you'll do the singing for me. That's all right.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I heard a little bit of the intro that you did for me, and from the little bit that I heard, it was so perfect. So I'm going to try to reproduce that same kind of intro. Because that's the
Mhm.
question, how to introduce myself. I don't know. I keep shifting, I keep changing, I keep transforming. So I don't even know what's a proper introduction for this energy here.
The proper introduction is whatever you make it, dear.
Absolutely.
Just give us a little info on your authentic self.
Absolutely. So, for those who don't know me, my name is Melissa. You can call me Coach Mel. I'm the one that hold everyone accountable to their own truth. I had to lose myself in order to find myself again. And now that I'm back home, if I can say, and I'm in this chapter of finally remembering, it's not like, oh, this is a new me. This is just me remembering who I always has been. And now that I understand better, the purpose, the gift, the why, the reason why I'm here and all that, I decided to be committed and to be at service and helping other souls find their inner light. Because the only way for you to be fully, fully happy in life is to have a connection with you first. If you don't have that connection, no matter what you do, you will always try to chase after happiness instead of just being happiness. So that's why I said, I hold you accountable to your own truth, but all with love. All with love. Sometimes I'm
Oh,
going to have to push you, but it's all with Love.
Love. Yes, I love that. And what I was saying earlier is the love isn't something that you guys have to go to find. While I was waiting for her to come in, I was telling you that she helps you to find this deep love that you have within yourself. You're born with it. You
Exactly.
just don't recall it. Okay.
Yeah.
And as your soul awakens to its recall, it's
Hmm.
going to remind you about that love.
Yeah.
And and certain circumstances and situations will happen so that the love can be seen
Hmm.
by you. Your
Absolutely.
own love for you can be seen by you. And sometimes we have these coaches, these spiritual coaches that come online, so to speak, from the divine to help our soul recall and say it's okay to be in this place at this time and recalling this.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what, Sandra? I have to take a break here and open up a parenthesis because I cannot let that part that you just said slide without adding what I'm about to add. And I think maybe this is how we're going to start this discussion, this conversation, because you're right on. I had when I said I had to lose myself in order to find myself again, that's exactly what happened. I
Mhm.
remember, and this is how the journey started for me of me remembering. I remember I was at home, very depressed, very sad, and I was trying to find desperately a way out of that toxic relationship that I was in. And
Mhm.
as I was thinking how to get out of that relationship, I remember I heard a voice saying, asking basically, why does his life matter more than yours?
Mhm.
And know that I'm by myself at home. But it was so loud, so clear. I tried to ignore it, but then I heard it a second time. Why does his life matter more than yours? And at this point, I was like, this was my version of rock bottom. So I had no energy to argue or to try to rationalize that thought. So I said, you know what? If my life is worth something, prove it to me and show me and make me
Mhm.
walk out of this relationship with peace, love, and harmony.
Mhm.
That moment was me coming in to save me because I had nowhere else to go. I
Right.
was ready to take me away or do whatever you want or end it right now. And that is literally how this journey started of me rebuilding myself,
Yeah.
forgiving myself, reconnecting with who I am, and going through all that process step by step by myself with my own higher self, not even knowing what my higher self was, not even knowing that I had all this. So that's literally how it started. So, yes, when you said you have that love in you, we absolutely do. I used to take it for granted because I never knew we had such thing. So I just took it for granted, you know.
Yeah.
That's how it was before my awakening. But that night when I was in such depressed moments, so painful, so sad, I kicked in. The healer
Mhm.
in me came in and I literally rescued me in a way and brought
Mhm.
myself back to life. But I had to go this far ahead.
Yeah. You had to walk that dark. We call it a dark night of the soul, but it's not the soul being dark. It's the soul being a light and walking the. I call it the little you, the little I,
Yes.
the egoic I that takes a gander,
Yeah.
and I use that word. My higher being gave me that word, a gander of the world, and it
Mm-hmm.
says, let me give you some. I see you're going through something. This little I see Melissa is going through something. I'm going to show her bits and parts of the world. Maybe that can help her, not help heal her, but help her. And the little I is holding on to all that control, not on purpose, but to try to help you, right? And all of a sudden, you have this moment of pure silence where your ego can come in and say, hey, I'm here. And you go, huh? And then you go, and the ego goes, I love you. And you go, what? And you look around like, who's that? I remember doing that. Who's that? You know, I as a kid, I had my mother there. My mother was my not only was my mother, but my mother was also the higher being that came in as my spiritual was my spiritual guide in human form, but was wanted to be my mother as well. So that worked for my spiritual questions as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But all those other things, information that I was taking in,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and my egoic system was taking stock of, it was shielding or keeping that love, that authentic love from the divine hidden from me. It wasn't gone. It was just hidden, right? And when that higher soul started whispering, that's when it started revealing itself. So that's where we're going to start our first question. Ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
Okay. So when you think about the word emerge, what does that awakening moment look and feel like as you move from who you've been to who you're becoming? And see, this is in pure alignment with what you just started to say. So let's finish
Say
the
that
growth
again,
part.
please. Ask me again that same question, please.
That same question. Okay. When you think about the word emerge,
Mm-hmm.
what does that awakening moment look like for you as you move from who you are or who you have been into who you are becoming? And the reason why I think this question is so perfect with how we started this conversation
Mm-hmm.
is that moment that you heard your higher self.
Yeah.
So
Uh, yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. Two words come into mind: becoming and transforming. Becoming and transformation, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one a, a big misconception that I hear people assume quite often is when they speak about this healing journey or their spiritual awakening, there is kind of a tonation of a dissociation between the healing process, becoming it, wanting to be this version, and so and so. And the way people usually speak about it, it's as if it's something outside of you, as if it's something separated from you. When
Yes.
in fact, what I'm trying to share here and in this question that you just asked me is it's simply being and surrendering. And once
Mm-hmm.
you surrender, let just things happen through you. In the moment, in the midst of it, when it happens, you have no idea. You can't understand it yet because you're
Right.
in it. But it's simply about becoming. There is no other formula. There is no magic formula or secret recipe there is no specific mantra you can do for that. It's just breathe and trust the process that no matter what happened in life, all is well. I'll always
Right.
be fine. I'm always protected regardless of what happened. If you need proof, look at the past. Look at your past. You know, you have a certain age today, so look at today versus back to zero. Those are all the proof that no matter what happened, you always are fine.
Yes. You've made it to here,
Exactly.
right?
With all the ups and downs,
Yeah, and you made it to here.
without
So
even
if you get
knowing
it,
what you were doing, without even
yeah.
being conscious of the road that you were on. So that alone is a proof in itself that trust whatever it's happening because everything is happening for a reason. And at some point, release judgment. Judgment doesn't belong anymore once you get down that road because, again, everything serves a purpose. So if everything serves a purpose, how dare you can you criticize between good and bad when
Mhm.
you're the one asking for whatever wish you are asking for? So
Right.
now you're doubting God or the universe or your own energy that you don't know how to get whatever it is that you want because what's happening to me is bad. But what do we know about what's bad and what's good? As human, we don't know nothing about what's good and what's bad. You know, we are just the one giving perceptive to what's happening. But
Yeah,
9 times out of 10, it's wrong. You know.
I think well, I can add one caveat to that.
Hmm.
That because we have feelings and emotions, we can feel that they're good or they're bad, and
Absolutely.
we can feel what type of emotions this certain situations or some circumstances give us. But for me, that leads to me emerging into what's next. Because now that I've felt like, now that I've said, well, I thought I really wanted that. Now that I got that, oh, that doesn't feel too good. This is a possibility, because the possibility is I never discerned whether it was really for my highest and greatest good. I just wanted it. Maybe I just wanted it because somebody else had it and it looked good on them or something like that. And then to to say, this is when we begin to know what's good and bad for us, what feels good and what feels bad for us. And then we have a choice to change or to move or to, like I love how you said in the last live that we were in about transformation, right? And I that's why I said, "Oh, you've got to be on my podcast, because transformation is the single word that equals emerge and flow."
What a
Right? Because
yeah,
we're always emerging out of something and flowing into something.
yeah,
And it's always that growth process.
yes.
That's what I loved about how you were, man, that was, guys, I saved that live. It was last month, wasn't it? It was in
I can tell.
at the end of October. Go back and look at that live. And I believe it was called uh I can't remember what it was called. It was called I think we called it uh Casey and Sandy Soul Talk or something like that. It's in there. You'll see her picture. You'll see it. And it was a magnificent, when she came on, she was she was giving what I call little nuggets, gold nuggets of life.
Yeah,
And she was being, I don't like the word transparent, but
authentic,
pardon?
authentic.
Yeah, authentic to herself, as she was revealing a little bit of what she had gone through and how she had got to where she got to say the things that she was saying, and to actually share information to become um, uh, a coach in life. I just I'm I'm so excited, right?
That's absolutely it. Yes. Yes, that's why I call everything a transformation. Once you go through transformation, you cannot separate things between good and bad anymore because, for example, if you're I'm just trying to exaggerate a little bit, but let's just say, for example, if you are aspired to become a millionaire, just take that example. Most people don't understand what comes with it and what needs to be destroyed, dismantled, in order
Mhm.
to rebuild and call in that version of you to match the millionaire that you're calling to become. So if you understand that, again, is it really bad what's happening? No, sometimes we need to destroy in order to rebuild. That's what happened
Right.
with me, by the way. And
Hmm.
even then, when I say we have to destroy, is it really destruction? I call it shifting at this point. I'm just tapping into another version and another version and another version because there is an infinite version of me. You
Right.
have a smart version, you have the one that can read, you have the one that is very intellectual, you have the one that is completely the opposite. You have the one that is harmless. You have like an infinite version of
Yeah,
you.
you have the creative one. You have,
Exactly. So
yeah,
it's a
you,
carousel. So all you have to do is just swipe through it and choose who you wish to become and step into that one. So
right.
is it really destroying? No, it's just ending an old version to call in another more upgraded version, if we may call it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot more people would get the shift. Well, I like when I wake up, I'm trying to get this right. When I wake up in the morning,
Yeah.
I always ask my divine self, what version am I stepping into? What version of me am I stepping into today?
Mm,
Okay.
yeah.
You know, and or who do I need to step into today
Yeah.
to, if I've made a statement of, I want to smile so much today. I'm using that as an example, guys. Though
Hmm.
I have said that, I have said, you know what? I want to laugh and I want to smile so much today that I become infectious, right? And if I go to sleep with that intention and I wake up with what version of me do I have to step in to be
Hmm.
that intention that
Yeah. Yeah.
I set last night.
Yes.
And then, you know, start to listen, be open to
Yeah.
listening to what's next. Because there, like you
Surrender.
said, there's that old version of myself that I took to bed with me, is now shedding,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And it might not feel good because
Yes.
we're in this human element, and
Yes.
yes, it's not going to feel good. So we might say, "Oh, that isn't good." That's
Exactly. But
you
then
know,
you're blocking and you're slowing down your own process when you do that.
right.
Because even
Exactly.
the not good needs to be blessed and deserve love as well. It's seeking attention.
Yes.
Like why reject the not good? Even the not good in itself has its own purpose. It has its own light. So and that's where the scarcity mindset comes in. Most people think very often, if I let something bad happen, then my life is over and the devil is after me and everything is crumbling apart. But
Yes.
that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to tell people, and that's why sometimes I'm being called that little naive girl that lives in a fairyland. And I said, yes, I have created my own reality of La Vie en Rose, because in my world, even the bad serve a purpose, because that's where the transformation comes in. And when you honor it, you'd be surprised to see how that bad, whatever thing was just an illusion made up by your own thoughts. It's not even real. But yet here you are putting energy trying to go against it, trying to fight it, because I don't want good, I don't want bad to happen. I don't want to feel sad, or I don't want to be hurt, or yada, whatever it is. When in
Right.
fact all you have to do is just stay in the moment, stay in the now, trust the process. You are not alone, because you have your higher self guiding you through it. Meaning that even if something looks bad or looks unpleasant, that's not the end. That is not the end. It's just a little bump onto the road.
Right. Right. I'm finding. I'm not going to say I've been through a lot of bumps in the road. I've
Me
been
too.
through, a lot of those dark nights of the soul where,
Yes.
the divines just took me there and said, okay, shine the light. Okay, where's the light? The You're the light.
Yeah.
You who are your higher self is the light. And, once it's shined on that part of you that was playing a role of being negative or playing the role of being I'm going to make you uncomfortable in this situation. And once you start looking at the whole situation and actually going, oh, thank you, you just showed me how I don't want to feel, thank you very much. And once you and that's the light, You know,
Exactly.
it took me a while to get there, but that's the
That's
light
normal.
that I had to shine on
Yeah.
it so that it could say, okay, now I'm gone. See
It's a
you.
teaching moment. It's teaching you how to play with it. It's teaching you how to control it, you know? It's teaching you how to become one with it. So, yes, absolutely. It's a learning moment. That's how beautiful life is. You get literally coached as you are experiencing things. Now it's up to you if you can detect that or not, you know? And I guess that's what I have been able to master so far. And that's where my gift lies a little bit, because very often people ask me, what book do you read? Where did you learn this? Where did you learn that? I don't know. I just had found that invisible key of the Akashic records, and suddenly I have access to everything.
Ah, okay. Okay, so can before we go to the second question, can you mention Akashic records?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
When I learned more about them, I will tell you the reason why I want you to expound on it, because I learned about the Akashic records. Each one of us are born with Akashic records that are in that are tied to our DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and as while we're in this third density, the Akashic records are very important for our higher being to tap into information that it needs to recall, and it helps also give the divine in us, the divine that's connected to the Creator, a play by play in our story. Now that's the way that I took on the Akashic records when the divine was, you know, uh, helping me to understand it. And I was like blown away. I said, there's got to be more. There's got to be more, you know, and I start learning it by other people, you know, how it's downloaded to other people. Will you share with us about how you came to have the downloads for the Akashic records, if that's what you want to call it, downloads, or how the divine you has helped you to understand that and help other people apply the Akashic records.
I would say it's an ongoing work that you do with yourself. So at some point in the journey, you must be able to let go and become vulnerable. That's a step one. And what does that mean, becoming vulnerable? That means I'm expecting you at some point to start having conversation with you out loud or in your mind as you wish. But as
Hmm.
long as you can't even sit by yourself at home and just thinking about something like, for example, what do I eat? How am I going to eat this? Is this going to make me feel good? And asking yourself those kind of questions and just entering into a conversation with yourself, like, as long as you're not ready to do that or can do that, it stops right there. That's
Hmm.
that's the first element. Once you build that communication, that dialogue with yourself, you are now able to access a deeper, more profound meditation state with you. And
Okay.
that's how I got access to the Akashic records. So I don't even know how it came. It just came with time. But what happened with me is that I'm a very curious person by nature. That's one. And also, I'm very sort of perfectionist. So I'm always looking for what's more, what's more, what's more. Even
Hmm.
when I'm looking for happiness, what's beyond happiness? When this is good, what's beyond good? And I'm always
Right.
looking for something better. So my curiosity literally has no end. I'm so curious, and because of that, well, with meditation, I just meditate, and by doing that, at some point, I was able to reach a level of hypnosis. Maybe I'm not
Hmm.
sure how to call it at this point. I'm very bad with labels because no
Tra-
label
um,
fits.
a trance state.
Trance state, exactly. I was
Yeah.
about to say that next. Exactly. So I was able to reach that level of trance state. And what's happening once you get to that level, the ego get to rest, the brain get to rest, and all you get to do is simply be and
Hmm.
let the body, let the spirits guide you. And
Right.
that's what, so I have practiced over 100 times, people. So get used to it. You need patience, but I have practiced not being in control and surrender to whatever it is that I'm feeling. That's how I'm able to say there is no good, there is no bad. That's how
Hmm.
I'm able to detach from the emotion.
Right.
That's why I'm able to go through something and not being affected by it personally, because I just understand that everything happens for a reason and serve a purpose. So once you reach that level of in depth, your spirit will brings you where you need to go based on whatever your calling is in order to give you and to feed you the information and the wisdom that you need in that moment to continue the process. And that's how I was able to be in some type of Akashic records, which to me, I call it the library of knowledge and wisdom. You
Hmm.
know, I don't even
Yeah.
know how I got there, but like I said, it's just by tuning in and to me connecting with me and letting the spirit and the breathing happening on its own. And then suddenly I look around and I'm like, oh crap, I'm all that. And I see me and so
Hmm.
many versions of me. I was able to also see me in past life. I was also able to go back in past life and understand what was my purpose back then, and the connection between now and the last couple of past life that I had. That's how far I went because I'm so curious. But how do you get there? It's alignment, being in tune with yourself. Like I said, if you cannot have a silly conversation with yourself, being like, I want to drink water. This water is not good. I need filtered water because I can tell that my body is asking me such and such. That's how it starts. Yeah, it's infinite. That's what Lula Bella is saying. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So that's how it started. It's literally by breathing. Breathing exercises helps a lot, and meditation is your best friend. But start by having silly conversation with yourself.
Oh yeah. I
That's
I
how it starts. Train your brain to think further and just ask yourself empowering question. Like, for example, you want to eat peanut butter. Ask why.
hmm
Observe how the peanut butter is acting in your body. What part of the body is being fed? Which part of the body is creating this craving for peanut butter?
right.
So get in the habit of asking and observing yourself with your thoughts, and that's how you can slowly then transition in order to get to the Akashic records, and
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
Yes. That definitely is. So second question, Melissa. I don't know. I'm just in the singing like
I love it. I love it. Sing for me.
so we're talking about energy as
Yes.
as a living moving current. I heard
Hmm.
that you mentioned that on the last live.
Yes.
Okay. How do you personally flow with your own energy, especially when you feel like it's pulling you in many directions? And you mentioned that before, so I would love for you to share that again on this podcast.
So how I deal with my energy when it's taking me left and right?
Yeah.
I yell at it and I tell it to sit down.
Yes, you said that, and there was a version of that you said in the last live. So it
I
was
don't
like,
even
okay,
remember. So thank you for bringing it back up, but I didn't even
I
remember
I,
I said that.
yeah, I think you said that, and it kind of it made me giggle that you yelled at yourself. You
Yes,
know,
yes.
you
I
know
have
you
to because I'm overly excited. Like I said, I'm so curious. It's at some point it's like it's overwhelming. Can you believe? I don't remember when. Let's just say a couple months ago. Oh, back in June. Back in June, the month of June. Can you believe that this woman right here got an overdose of joy?
an overdose of joy. How did you
Overdose of
measure
joy and
that? How
happiness.
did you measure it as an overdose?
Because I got exhausted of being happy. It was very similar to having a hangover. By the way, I don't drink. I've
Mm-hmm.
never been a big drinker, but
Mm-hmm.
now with this journey, it's like zero alcohol. And it's
Yeah.
funny because I don't need to drink in order to reach that level of tipsy and being a little bit, I don't know, kind of drunk. I can reach that naturally. And in
Yeah.
June, I was going through a big shift, and it was one good news after another good news, and I could feel the energy, I could feel the era, and I was like, I feel happy, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm such on a cloud of happiness, and I really felt like I am walking on a cloud of happiness in the middle of people being in chaos, being like worried and insecure, and here I am. Oh no, everything is beautiful, and nobody can take me out of my cloud. And I was meeting people, I was attracting people, because I guess people could get attracted to my light, they could see it and feel it. So I met a few people like this, and I was like, every week something new was happening. I was
Mhm.
going into nature to connect with nature, so at some point what happened, it knocked me down. It knocked me down, but I was knocked out of being overly happy and excited. So yeah,
Ah,
sometimes I need to yell at that energy and say, "Hey, buddy, like, calm down, like, slow
yeah.
down. You're making me dizzy. Whoa," you know.
Lulabella says makes sense. The phrase, you know.
I wish I knew which phrase it was, because I'm saying so many sentences at the same time. I just wish I knew which phrase. But
Oh, well, I think yelling or being overly happy,
yes,
ecstatic,
yes.
yes, because we can get that way. Sometimes I want to sing the song when people try to climb on my happiness cloud. Hey, you, get off of my cloud, right? That song. Because no, I'm so exuberant, I'm so overly joyful, it feels so good. I don't want to come down off of it, and
Yeah,
so people like climbing up on it going,
yeah,
why are you so happy? Because that's going on, to the left of you, that's going on. Don't you see that going on?
yeah,
And you shouldn't be feeling this way.
yeah.
You shouldn't be feeling joy or whatnot. It's just because I'm getting, or I have been getting used to being more happy about just being.
Exactly. And that's
You know.
exactly, I was actually right about
Yeah,
to
she
say that
says
and going
the
there.
overdose
The
of joy.
overdose of joy. Yeah. During, I understand why my month of June was very high in energy and in happiness and excitement. Because at that same period of time, I have this friend of mine that I am very close with, and so in this case, let's just call him my mentor, because I don't know what he is, but he is everything and whatnot. So let's say in that case, he was my mentor, and he introduced to me the the theory, the concept of simply being,
Hmm.
and that emotions like being happy, be like clapping and just being excited, is it use a lot of energy. And
Hmm.
there is another invisible realm behind stillness and silenceness that we don't get to see, that we forget that exists. We forget that there is something very peaceful, sorry, that exists in simply being. And that's how I got introduced of the concept of simply being, and that I am everything and nothing at the same time.
Yes.
And so it's as if, see, again, that's what happened when you surrender and you just let spirit move through you. Because it took me on a roller coaster of emotion, the way I am with my personality, very excited, happy, and smiling, and silly at times. That's just me. That's just who I am. So it took me through that, brought me to the highest level, to then
Hmm.
teach me the concept of just being what it is, because I couldn't understand. So when my friend was teaching me about it, I was like, wait a minute, what the heck is that? Like, can I not just be grateful and be happy? That's another way of me expressing love. So that's how the teaching came in. So after
Yeah.
that high, I went to a down, but it wasn't a down like a depression. It was just like stillness.
Hmm.
And once you get into that stillness, it's like you feel everything and
Yeah,
you don't
because
need to react
stillness
anymore.
actually is moving, because
Exactly.
everything in the universe is vibrating. It
Yes.
has motion to it, but now
Yes.
you get to feel that that octave of that song, or mm, that instrument.
Yes.
Joy is an instrument, and you get to
Yes.
feel its vibration as it's being played through
Exactly.
you, right?
Exactly. And that's how, exactly. So that's how I got introduced, and that's how I got to practice. And I was like, oh, that looks different. It's a different type of joy. That's even a more profound type of joy because this is non exhausting. This is not, I just said not exhausting, but I mean, it doesn't give a headache. It's not loud. It just
Mm.
simply is.
Yes, I
And,
love
and
it.
and and at that point, and I'm sorry if I'm going too far with what I'm about to say, so excuse my language, but that sensation of stillness is very, very close to a sexual orgasm.
Yes.
I had
Okay.
to say it. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
but I had
well,
to
well,
say it.
that's why we have our solar plexus and you know, our root and our sacral
I
and
just
and
made a new
all.
friend, by the way. I love Lula Bella. I so understand this. See, she get me already. So I made myself a new friend tonight.
Yeah, I think she was in that other live that we did with Casey, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, so I think she came in towards the end of it.
Okay,
But
okay.
um uh she had uh she had reached out and she had told me, she says, I'm going to really try to, you know, drop by, you know, because I really love this young lady that you're going to have on there. So she was already ready for you, girl.
Oh, wow. Oh my
Yes.
God. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank
So
you. But can I just add one more thing? Since we
yes, you
are
can.
talking about stillness, I think it's fair for me to just explain briefly how to access to that state, to that level, because it's also part of the returning home and becoming. It's part of the journey of simply becoming and remembering who you are. And I'm losing my train of thought. Oh my God, I hate when this happens. But hold on a second. Stillness. At some point, because everything is infinite, you get to
Hmm.
experience everything. Okay, so
Right.
the good and the bad. So let's just say the first time it was about trying a yes versus a no. The second time was trying the no instead of the yes. But then at
Yeah.
some point, it's not anymore about yes or no. What is the right decision? At some point, it's now understanding what pattern brought you to that state.
Right.
And once you learn to merge and to connect with you, at some point, what happened is that you become stillness because you merge into within you. And you become that energy. You become, not that you become, that word makes no sense, but you realize that you are consciousness itself. So within your body, if you are capable of feeling or trying to imagine you as the ego, try to imagine you as the 3D, as the human self, and then try to imagine you as energy, and then imagine you as consciousness. There is a part of you that all it does is observing, it doesn't
Yeah.
react. The ego is the one acting. The ego is the one pushing you, telling you, hey, we're hungry, we want this, we want money, we need this. But that
Hmm.
other part of you that just observe is the brain itself, let's say. It's kind of it's the heart of the functioning of your wisdom here, your inner role that is here, that energetic
Your higher
consciousness,
being, your
your
soul.
higher being, exactly, that energy, the energy that is in you, that is consciousness. So once you get to connect in there, you realize I am it all.
Right.
And you are not separate from any of it because life is everywhere in everything. And that's what stillness teaches you. So how do you reach that state? Is very simple. Start by meditating and learn, practice staying in silence and just observe. And try to
Yeah.
do that maybe the first time for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour. Gradually, like, go with the flow and how you feel about it. But I mean, what's going to happen once you learn to stay in stillness? You're going to feel boredom. That's a sign that you're on the right path. The challenge now, once you feel boredom, stay with it. Stay
Right.
with it. Become the boredom and just stay with it. You're going to feel the fatigue. Stay with it and do not go to sleep. because the goal here is not to fall asleep. The goal here is to break the pattern here in the brain, because the brain knows that when we're bored, we need to sleep. And when we sleep, well, it's because we have nothing else to do. That's not what we're going to do. We're just going to stay with it and
Hmm.
just let it come through us. And once you do that, that's how you get the Akashic records. So see,
Ah,
back to that initial question.
yeah.
I'm adding
Back
this
to
piece of the
yeah.
puzzle to what I'm saying.
Y-
So see the how it's linked?
right. Exactly. It's kind of like I was doing my second episode of my Soul Awakening podcast series about quantum energy and consciousness in science, right? Because the scientists and spiritualists are talking about the exact same thing. They're just using different
Exactly.
terminology.
Yes.
And one of the things is being the being the observer, or allowing the observer in you to, acknowledging the observer in you. And once you acknowledge, for me, I always knew that the observer was my divine self. And my divine self created me so that it could come into this duality
There you
to
go.
learn,
There you go.
to not
So
only just
remember.
yeah, it knew it was going to remember. It knew
Yeah.
coming into this density was going to create a little amnesia. But once it started remembering, what it was remembering is that it wanted to interact with this dimension, this field, this this polarity, the polarity that gives us possibility, infinite possibilities. If there is light, there is dark. If there is the no thing, there is something.
Exactly.
If there is the all, there is the nothing. If there
Exactly.
is uh, uh, a plant, a sun, there is the moon.
Yes.
All of these
Absolutely.
opposites. What I think I get from you is that it gets to a point when you're just being, capital B, capital E, capital I, capital N, capital G, just being, that
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden the polarities don't matter. They just become.
Exactly.
And you just say, what if I try this? It's like
Exactly. There you go.
I was talking to the person that is helping me become more proficient on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is, I would say, okay, she would be showing me, I get to a certain point of having all these choices on the thing, what do I choose next? And she says, well, just choose anything. Let's see where it takes us.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Because it's not about it being right or wrong. It's not
There you
about it
go.
being good or bad. It's
Yeah.
just choose it, see where it takes
It's
you.
about playing
Right.
with your power. Mm-hmm.
Right. And some of us take a while to get there.
Yeah.
I've always, uh, the moment I had the awakening, the moment I had that conversation, or I allowed that conversation to come in with my higher self, and start to listen and start to ask questions. The moment I began to understand that I'm triune, and a lot of people, I've been saying triune for like about 3 or 4, maybe even about 5 years since I've started Instagram on my Insta. So that's about 4 years. So I think this will be the fifth year. And triune is body, mind, and higher being,
Mm-hmm.
right? And to understand that you can be that by just being.
Exactly.
Okay. And they said, well, what else do you need to do? It's when you get to the point where I I think I think it's like being a fly on the consciousness of me and
Yes.
listening to my higher self have a conversation with my lower self, my I, my id, my ego, and listening to my ego say, no, 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 I've got to help her, and my higher self saying, no, she's got this, right? And then when I got it, hearing the applause from both my higher being and my ego saying, whoa, that was a moment, and having that pure joy, you know, that being in elation about being me, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and going, oh, I didn't take time to judge that time, I just did it, I just flowed. Oh,
Yeah,
that's what flow is. Even
exactly.
sitting in silence, it's silence is
It's
a
becoming the flow.
it's coming, yeah, it's coming
Yeah.
to, it's vibrating, it's moving,
Yeah.
right? It may not be it with intensity, but it's moving, and all of a sudden it just,
It's
oh,
not
wait,
meant to be with intensity. It's meant to be felt. It's meant to be observed, you know? So,
yeah,
so yeah, the intensity is part of the physical realm. Once you are in that oneness, intensity, there is no room for that because
yeah.
all you get is peace. All you get is, I don't know if you feel what I'm feeling, but just speaking about it and saying those words where I talk about stillness and peace, I can already feel the peace settling into me. It's as if I'm calling it in because that's how intense, if you want to
Mhm.
use that word, it is. But
Right.
there is something that I wanted to add, and for some reason,
uh Lula says 555, and she's into numerology. 555
the
equals
messenger.
messengers. Yes,
Mhm. Thank
yes.
you, Lula Bella. I love that name, Lula Bella. Yes. But yeah,
Lula
I was going to
Bella.
say something, but for some reason it flied away. So I kind of forgot what I was going to say to add on top of what you just said. But I'm
Okay, so
sorry.
before I do
Yeah.
the third question, it's all right. No worries. It's gonna come up. It's gonna come. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So before I do the third question,
Hmm.
do you have a question for me? Because this is a two-way conversation.
I had, but I forgot my question. I don't know what just happened, but I kind of lost my connection because suddenly I'm not hearing anything. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's because I think I went into peace. So my
Well,
connection just got disconnected. And for some reason, everything here is empty. And it's like, we don't remember anything because we are the conversation.
yeah, okay. So, third question. Here it goes. In those quiet moments between healing and becoming, what have you discovered about the art of allowing, of trusting that life knows how to carry us exactly where we need to be?
You know what, dear woman? I have to applaud you. Let me just take a second to applaud you because your questions are right on point, and I just love how your questions connect with the last word I just said. I don't
Yes.
even know how, like, you cannot make this up. So I'm sorry. I have to applaud you for that. Your questions are right on point, and it's like timing couldn't be any better, you know?
Yeah.
So please ask me the question again before I answer.
Okay, so I'm gonna read it to you one more time.
Yes, please.
Woo! In those quiet moments between healing and becoming,
Yes.
what have you discovered about the art of allowing, of trusting that life knows how to carry us exactly where we need to be?
And the art of allowing, that is where the true richesse. How you say richesse en anglais? Fortunate, the millions. How do you say richesse en anglais? I have a blank. Okay, so that's where the true freedom, maybe that's the word I'm looking for, lies.
Hmm.
And simply allowing things to happen. We have been conditioned, and I used to be part of that. So now I don't do that anymore. But we have been conditioned to believe that by working hard, by having the title, the job, the bachelor degrees and all that, I'll be good in society and I'll make good money and I'll be
Yes.
successful.
Yes.
That is the true success. Once you learn how to flow with the energy, simply being, simply observing, there is nothing that can equals this. It's
Hmm.
so big, it's so magnificent that we don't even have words to describe that experience because it's more than being Bill Gates. Imagine. It's more than anything that you could have think of
Right.
in your subconscious mind. And I think the best example, the best reference I can use for this, and it's so funny because I cannot wait to go viral on the internet, by the way, because there are so many things that I say that I spoke about, but I never put it publicly because Miss here used to be so shy and afraid of camera. So not everything of my wisdom is out there. But when I see people talking about the stuff that I used to whisper, I just start laughing. And at some point, Will Smith said in an interview, once you get to that level of buying anything you want, and you're always trying to go after the next, like buying now 10 cars because you're making so much money, then buying those designer clothes, the houses, and all that. At some point, it's empty. And you
Right.
realize, I'm still trying to get that thing, but there is nothing to get.
Right.
That's because you haven't become it yet. That's what being dissociated from you looks like. You can have the amount of money you want, buy the amount of cars you want, buy the houses, the girls, the men, whatever it is. But if you
Yeah.
don't have that connection of oneness, of stillness, you will never know what it is to be truly free and at peace. And
Ah.
today, I'm honored to say that I am peaceful and I am fucking free. Again, excuse my language, but I had to curse
No,
because
but
I'd
you
rather
know,
have a
whenever you're
million.
on, whenever you're on my podcast, you don't. I talk like a sailor. Okay, so my quote unquote bad words are just adjectives for me.
There you go.
As long as I'm not demeaning a person, you're
There we
fine.
go.
Okay.
Exactly. Because that's how the energy comes out, you know. I don't curse, but sometimes it comes with the right energy. And that's the beauty of it. Because now today I look at myself, I look at my growth, I look at who I am, finally now understanding my purpose, my calling, my mission. I'm sorry, but the woman I am now is so different from who I used to be.
Right.
Not
Right.
because I'm better or less than, not at all. It's just this is another version of me that I completely forgot existed. You understand what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
look at me now. I think I've been going natural now for 2 years, maybe three. I used to wear
Hmm.
extension back then, every single day, like my whole life. And then the day
Hmm.
I decided to throw my wig against the wall, I see this, and it's like, oh shit, I didn't know we had this beauty because I forgot.
Hmm. Yeah.
I was glued to this persona that I created for myself, which was very beautiful and elegant. But do you know how much energy I spent to creating that beauty in that persona,
Hmm. Yeah.
forgetting that I already have that beauty in me? And it's like, wait a minute, what are you doing? That's
Right.
what we are doing every day by
Yeah.
going to work, by doing overtime, by trying to reach the million, by trying to get the success. We go outside of ourselves after some type of freedom that somebody is selling based on someone else's definition of what freedom and success is, when in fact we've been free from the spirit.
Yes, when in fact we've been sovereign. I think that's the word that you were looking for. We are sovereign beings
There you
in
go.
this physical form,
There you go.
right? And then a- when we access that from when we access it from body and mind, and we our higher being says, "Okay, come dive into me. I I am sovereign.
Yeah.
Come dive into me, kind of like come dive into the stillness of me, into the sovereignty of me. Come wade in this pool and come sit on my beach and soak up all this energy of who you really are,
Mm-hmm.
You know, then when you emerge from that, you emerge into this person that you discern, well, you know, I never wanted that. I think I want this.
There we go.
I really never wanted that over there, but I think I prefer, ooh, this right here. I think this will be for my highest and greatest, you know, good. I think I want to try this out, whatever this is for you. And it doesn't have to be um, um, to anybody else's liking. People don't have to turn around and go, well, I approve of that. It's kind of like, well,
It's
I didn't give,
impossible.
yeah, you know, I kind of get to the point where I don't really want to be like mean, but I don't give a shit,
There we go. That's the
right?
attitude you should keep. Absolutely.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of like going, some people that offer their opinion about you to you, and and I actually go, well, what's your opinion got to do with me?
There we go.
Right?
There we go. Yeah.
Right? Because I'm going to do me.
Because you are unique.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
going
know
to,
your user guide. I don't have access to your user guide.
only I do.
Only you do. So how can I judge and now be telling you, oh no, this is right, this is good? How? I don't even understand what even if you and I, which is the kind of the case right here, right now, we have similar mission, similar calling. Do you see how different we are within that same similarity of calling and mission and purpose that we have?
Right. Exactly.
We unique.
We're
So
we're
it's
all
crazy to think that we need others' approval. It just is impossible. It is
yeah.
impossible because you are called to birth something. You are called to create something, and only you and you know what it is.
Exactly. I mean, there are things, hmm, there are not things. There are gifts
Mhm.
that are opening up to you. Okay. This isn't my fourth question. This is just a question that my higher being just threw down to me. My higher being is here around my crown, and then it just went psh. Okay. So there are gifts that are opening up within you that have always been there, but these gifts are opening up. Um, Number one, the gift to guide people to help them open up to
So
their
you're
truth.
talking to me right now.
Yes, to you.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and
Mm-hmm.
there are, you know, many of these different gifts that are opening up to you
Mm-hmm.
for that are emerging and flowing
Mm-hmm.
from you.
Mm-hmm.
How do you, I'm listening to the divine,
Mm-hmm.
how do you allow them, allow them to, like, you have different, you know, different languages,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll think in one language
Yes.
and then say it in another. How do
Yes.
you allow those gifts
Mm-hmm.
to transmute through you so that you can share them
Mm.
for the service of others?
I hear you. I hear the question. It's a beautiful question, by the way. But to be honest, it's not me. I'm not the one doing that. That is what we call, um, I believe that's what we will call being a soul catalyst, one. And two, that's what we call just making room for the energy. So let me rewind. Soul catalyst, what do I mean by that? That's a new term for me, by the way. And because
Hmm.
it took me a long time to figure it out and to understand this machine right here. Right now, I'm a
Hmm.
machine. See how I shift?
Hmm. Yes.
And when I did my research to understand a little bit better what I am all about, because it's so confusing at times, I was built and the way I live my life and all the ups and downs I had, I was built and trained to hold space for people and to let things happen through me without staying stuck and grabbing onto whatever energy is coming.
Okay.
So in that case, that's a natural gift, let's say, that I have in me because I was built that way. And sadly or fortunately, or I don't know, whatever adjective you want to use there, but I was born into a family that I keep saying I had to give birth to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I had a mom, but depending on where you're at on the journey, I had literally to birth me and be my own mom because
Yes.
nobody knew how to hold space for me.
Right.
That's how beautiful the universe always is. You know, those light workers are never in an enlightened family that is fully spiritually awakened, you know? So
Right.
that's how the journey started. So that was my first experience, you know, as a child, holding space for myself because not that the people didn't want it to, not because they were toxic or anything, simply because they had no idea how to hold space and transmute energy. So this energy thing is something that is pretty much natural in me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's simply by learning to surrender and let things happen through you. And once I
Okay.
get to connect with someone, like right now when I'm doing with you, intuitively, instinctively, I don't even need to think, prep, or act on it. My energy gonna mimic you. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one
Okay.
holding the mirror and I reflect back to you your own energy. I reflect back to you your own version of first what you are pouring, trying to pour into me or to yourself. And I'm also reflecting your higher potential.
Okay. Okay.
And through that, you get to receive whatever language, whatever message, whatever energy, and that's how the communication happened. But that happened naturally out of my control. I cannot control that. I cannot act on it. It's just happening through me. And that's what I call energetic alignment. That's what I call the divine doing its work, doing its magic. So that's what a soul catalyst is in my case. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
my journey is about, simply holding space for people and let people. That's why I said I help you reconnect with you, and people get triggered by that. That's how people get attracted to me. That's the same reason they will just go away because they're not ready yet for that kind of accountability, that kind
Right.
of authenticity. They're not there yet. So when they see me, it's like, okay, you're too much for me to handle. And they will
Mm-hmm.
just move along. And that
Right.
is something that I don't control. But now that I understand this, I'm okay with that. And that's why when I meet someone like you, I'm no longer surprised. What else can I expect? You understand what I mean? That's the level I'm at right now. Only meeting crazy people just like myself. And it's like, oh, wait a minute. I'm not alone. you
No,
know?
you're not. You're definitely not alone. That's for sure. You
That
know.
was my first reaction when I joined the live with you and Casey. I was like, "Oh my god, I have found my tribe." That was my first reaction. I remember I texted my friend and was like, "Oh my god, I have found my tribe. There was other people just like myself that exist."
That we're out there, you know, wanting to service to others, you know, given this holding space, and you know,
Yeah.
you know, the divine giving you some information and sharing it, and you know, kind of growing and expanding. And you know, me actually, with me learning, my first really accountable lesson was that I had to stop planting seeds for other people because
Mm.
I would get so pissed off by planting those seeds and then them digging them up, right? When I mean
Mm-hmm.
digging them up, I mean they
Yes,
would
Lula.
come, they would come back to, you know, they would come back and ask the same questions over and over. And it was like, well, I planted that seed for you, haven't you watered it? You know, that kind of thing. And finally, in a meditation, and it took me a couple of meditational, more than a couple, a few meditational moments to actually learn the lesson that the divine was teaching me. Stop planning them. Just hand them the seed and say, here, This is the information I'm giving you. This is the seed. If you want to plant it, feel free. And if you
Yes.
want to come back for
Yeah.
the nutrients to water it with, or to sprinkle, uh, what they call the little stuff that they sprinkle on flowers to make it grow,
Mhm.
the little powder and whatnot, the water, putting it in the proper
Yeah.
sunlight. If that's for me to show you, if that's part of the gift that the divine is moving through me to give you, I will certainly give it to you,
Yeah.
right? But I can't be responsible for you. You have to
There you
be
go.
responsible for you.
See, that's why I am almost speechless on the purpose and the existence of life itself. Because see what you just said? I had that same event, completely different. I literally had the teacher in my left brain talking to me and telling me, you are meant to spread seeds. And sometimes all you have to do is plant the seed, but understand that the soul is receiving it. And you're not going to always get acknowledged by the person itself. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes your job is simply to shine the light on the soul. Like, I'm trying to put my words together because I'm not sure how to say it in proper language
Mm-hmm.
terms, but it's as if I can be talking to you right now. You're not
Mm-hmm.
getting what I'm trying to say. And
Mm-hmm.
what I'm hearing vividly, so it's not even after, but what I'm hearing vividly is like, your job, your goal is simply to share this knowledge. It's not for the person to catch it. So if the person cannot connect or get it, your job is still done and your mission is still fulfilled. Now
Right.
it's up to the soul to finish, to continue that process for them to integrate and connect with that message. So sometimes all you do is planting a seed for the next 5 years, for example, and they do the
Yeah.
watering. And sometimes what you do, which I do often, you do the breakthrough because you shake them up and you literally show them like, wait a minute, my friend, the door is right there, let me open it and come, let me grab you, let me take you with me. And I literally take them away from where they are and I set them free, and they're like, oh my god, what just happened?
Right.
And that's the beauty of life. How do you explain that? How do you learn that? That's why when people ask me for my credential, I'm like, Lord, are you awake? Are you awake? I mean, the credentials are in me. I am born with it. You have it in you. So it makes no sense for you to go spend money into an institution that themselves had that same information from within and then
Right.
decided to put it out there. And now
Right.
you're telling me that I should not connect with myself, go to someone that has a bigger reputation when I have access
Yeah.
to that same knowledge with my own uniqueness? Yeah, I'm sorry. It's time to break free from the 3D world. It's literally time to break free from the 3D world.
Okay. Okay. So we've got my soul awakening conversation signature question. Remember, I told you I usually do
Oh,
this question right before we close.
true, true.
Okay. This is to you. For
Mm-hmm.
those who are just beginning to awaken, and that's to awaken to their truth and their purpose, what gentle practices or inner invitations would you, or I'll put it this way, can you help them remember, or help them to recall the power that already lives within their own light, which is, this is what you're seeking to bring them to their own light. So what?
I prefer your first version, by the way, and it's sticking with me. So let me just put it out there before I forget. The first word that comes into mind: be silly. Be silly. Be silly. Connect with yourself. Be silly. Do what seems the most amusing to you. It's time for you to let that inner child out. And I'm giving you, like, as a goal, as a target, be playful. Find something
Okay.
fun to do. This will lead you to that path. It started with
Okay.
fun. That's why I said earlier, get in the habit of asking yourself questions and having silly conversation. Like, I want to drink water. What should I drink? How is the water feeling? And stuff like that. Like get into the habit of just having a conversation with you and you. That is being silly. But
Okay.
as crazy as it sounds, and this is where the fate lays, if you are authentic to yourself, you don't need to force it. Just by allowing you that level of vulnerability, that level of silliness, is how you're going to open the door to your own kingdom to help start the journey of connecting with you, becoming you, finding your light. But how can you find your light if you're not even willing to just receive that love that is already there? So one way of receiving the love, just have fun with yourself, laugh at yourself,
I love that. I love that. Just be you.
just be you.
Be
As simple,
unapologetically you.
as
You
simple
know,
as that.
as
I'm a
simple as
living
that.
example of it. Because that's
Oh.
literally who I am, and that's literally what I'm doing. So literally what I'm saying is what I'm preaching is what I am. So just have fun. And that also, by the way, is your GPS. If you don't know what to do, where to go, how to choose, think about which of the two options seems more fun to you. If none of
Yes.
it is fun, empower yourself to honor that.
Right.
If none of the two options seems fun to you, please, I'm begging you, just give yourself that challenge. Don't act on it to see what's going to come next.
Yeah. Just go with the flow.
Just go with the flow.
I
So
want to
that
see
means even
where,
if you,
let me see where this takes me.
yes and no, that's not exactly what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that sometimes no action is the action.
Ah,
So
okay.
not being afraid to be like, I don't know, because that's the often common mistake that I hear people say, I don't know, I'm not feeling anything, I'm not hearing anything. So you have an option between A, between B. You don't know which one to choose. And somehow neither of the two brings you fun. Neither of the two seems more pleasant. What I'm saying is that I'm giving yourself the challenge. Choose none of it
Ah,
and see
yeah,
what will come next.
right.
That's
It's
instant
just kind of be,
empowering.
right. Just be in that moment and
Exactly.
see what's going to be attracted. What the universe is going to be is throwing out to you.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Absolutely,
love it.
yes, because you're gonna see the power that you have within you, and that's how you play with the power. Because the power is very seductive, by the way. I don't know if it is
Mm,
just me, but no, power is very seductive. Power
yeah.
likes to play in a very subtle way. And if you
Mm-hmm.
don't learn to be silly, that's why you must be silly. See, I'm speaking truth right now because I keep repeating the same word, meaning that there is something in there. If you
Mm-hmm.
learn to be silly, you will be able then to discover how life and how the spirit and how the universe speaks through you. You understand
Right.
what I mean? And by being silly, it allows you to simply empower yourself because now you're like, oh, neither of the two works, neither of the two makes sense. So you know what? I'm not going to choose any. You just
Mm-hmm.
empowered your authenticity
Right.
because you didn't settle for less.
You just kind of you didn't settle for B because A wasn't quite it, but you didn't settle for B because B wasn't it at all. So you just kind of settled into, well, let's see what else comes along.
Yes, you just empowered yourself.
Yes, because now you're going, oh, I got the magic in me. I got the
You're literally
magic
letting
in
the
me.
magic be it. I don't even have
Yeah.
it in me. I'm literally letting the magic simply being it. So I
Yeah.
am it at this point. It's not even I'm
Mhm.
letting this in. No, I'm simply becoming it. And
Yeah.
that is so amazing once you reach that level of vulnerability, of authenticity. That's why my program is called Find Authentic Love, because I'm talking about the authenticity within you, the love that
Hmm.
is within you. That's what we turn on, and that we water, and that grows in us because we all are love. We have love. We are love. I am love. We all are love. So you don't need to be my friend. You don't need to be my brother. You don't need to be my partner in order to receive this energy.
Right. Because we're all born with it. It's
Exactly.
just can you find it within you? You don't have to
Exactly.
go out. Most people have been taught that they have to go outside of themselves to find love
Yes.
or to find peace
And
or
that's
to
the
find
biggest
hope.
lie.
Yeah.
That is the biggest lie ever. And I was a victim of that because that's what I thought as well. But
Mhm.
no, learn to be silly. Again, go back to being a child, be immature, and just be silly.
Yes. Allow yourself to laugh at yourself and with yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because it's you and you against you. You are your best friend. You are your worst enemy. That's why I said
exactly.
judgment has no more room. At this point, there is no more room for judgment.
Yeah, exactly. I'm totally in agreement with that. Okay, so before we close, because I'm going to tell you, we did an hour and a half. Thank you
That's
so
amazing.
much. Thank you so much.
No.
I'm loving it. So, did you think of that question yet?
Oh, that question came, but it left because I think I answered my own question. That question came, but it left.
Okay.
Yeah. So at this moment, um, it's no, 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 no. I answered the question within this conversation, so I didn't even get a chance to ask it.
And so you answered the question that you would have asked me already, and I don't have to answer it.
We both answered it through this
Oh,
exchange.
okay. Because I was
Yes.
about to say, now you know me way too well.
No, through the exchange, the question got answered, and it makes no more sense, and I can't even put it together anymore because through
Mhm.
what you said and what we exchanged, it's like, okay, no, the question just vanished. It literally just vanished. So
Okay.
no, what I have is love. I mean, I don't have a question for you. I have love for you. I don't
Oh,
know. I just
thank
want to
you.
say thank you. Me and my team, me and the millions of other mini me in my mind here. I feel
Yeah.
seen, I feel honored, and I feel heard, and that doesn't happen often. So I cannot take
Okay.
this for granted.
Okay.
So
So
yes,
before we leave, I
yes,
want your I want you to know that your words remind us that awakening isn't about some being someone new. It's about finding that sovereign you inside of you. Thank you for helping us to understand that. And I say to everyone, take what resonates, leave what
leave the
doesn't.
rest. Yes,
Okay.
that's what I say all the time.
One size just truly doesn't fit all. Okay. You're going to hear you're going to hear a new story of life every day.
Yes,
Okay. And some people are going to put it in a dire necessity that you have to do it a certain way in order to survive all of this.
yes,
And I truly believe, and this is where my word play comes in, we came here to play. It's never been that serious.
exactly.
Our the once our higher beings start to recall why it's come here, and it digs down deep into our akashic records within us, into our DNA. It kept footnotes, or kind of like the notes that you have in your phone, where you have either your
Hmm.
voice memo, or you
Hmm.
have your memo that you jot the grocery list on. And
Yes,
our higher beings have all of that in our DNA to remind us. Once they come online and they say, oh, we're here, they go into our DNA, into the akashic records, and say, oh, I want to do this. Ooh, and I think we already did that, but let me check with this beautiful being that I created to take me on this journey.
hmm.
I see myself as a jaguar. I'm the
My
jaguar.
friend is a jaguar. The mentor I'm talking to you about, the teacher, he's a jaguar. That is so funny.
Yeah, I see myself as the jaguar that my higher being is
Mm.
moving through this journey with. And
Wow.
and I remember that my higher being created my body and my mind for the 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 situations and the circumstances and the journeys that it wanted to be on. And it never was serious about anything. It was just, this is all play. Everywhere that we're at, guys, we're on the playground and we get to decide when we've had enough of one play area. Remember when you went to school and how big that playground seemed to you. I
Hmm.
remember when I went to school, one area there were the tetherball courts. The other area there was a softball court. There another area there was a place to sit down and read. In another area there was, there was uh, um, a place where you could play hopscotch and all these different arenas. That's what we're doing now.
Yeah.
And there are going to be people and groups, guys, that are on the playground and they want you to come play with them. But if, if item A and item B don't bring you joy, or don't bring you growth and evolution, like Melissa says, just be and let something else flow to you. If
Exactly.
what you are being presented with does not bring you joy or happiness or
Mm,
or
choose
or
rem-
or solitude or um allows you to grow and experience and be the best version of you can be,
Yeah.
then sit back and say, well, I'm going to wait for the for the version C to come up. What
Yeah.
does that look like? You
Exactly.
know, and it's good. It will. The universe will always show up for you. The universe, I truly
Mhm.
believe, has your back.
Yes.
It's listening. Its ears are totally. Its vibrational ears are totally listening to you. And
Yes.
if you
Absolutely.
say, what next? It will say, here it
Absolutely.
is.
Yes. You just have to surrender.
You just, yeah, you just have to surrender to it. I'm
Yes.
on YouTube. I'm finishing up reading a book called The Surrender Experiment by Michael A.
Mm.
Singer, guys. I will start back next Thursday, and finish up the book. If you have not seen it, it is in my YouTube and it is on my Spotify.
Okay.
So join me on my Spotify. Become part of the family.
I
It's
will do
Soul
that.
Awakening with Sandra.
Okay.
Simple. You can find me anywhere by Soul Awakening with Sandra. Will you please let everyone know where they can find you and and how they can connect with you for you to work with them?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So people can find me at Find Authentic Love. That is my Instagram. So Find Authentic Love. Send me a DM. Just connect with me the same way you would connect with a friend. That's the best way to approach me. That's the only way to approach me. It's very simple, very easy. My doors are open, and what I offer to people is guidance.
Okay.
And nothing happens for no reason. So if you get to connect with me, trust that you are ready for it because just by saying hi, the work already has begun because that energy is so vast, it's so big. So sometimes you don't even need to work, you just need to be around me, and suddenly you get breakthroughs on your own, you know? So, yeah,
Yeah.
send me a message, hit me up in the DMs, find authentic love, find underscore authentic love, and as simple as that. Yeah.
As simple as that, guys. As simple as that. So, everyone, keep breathing, keep trusting in your flow, keep moving towards your light. It's within you.
And be silly.
Oh, yes.
Have
Be
fun with
silly
it.
and play. Be silly and play.
Yes.
Just enjoy your journey. Think
Yes.
of it in your now moment. Don't think about the future of it. Don't think about the past of it. Just be in your now moment. Surrender to your now. Thank
Mm.
you, thank you, thank you for being part of this soul awakening conversation, Emerge and Flow. And let's thank Melissa V. That's V for victory. Okay? That's not her last name. I'm just saying so that you'll remember, so you don't think I said C or you don't think I said D. All right? All right.
Thank you for having me. It is such an honor. Thank you so, so much, my dear. I just love you. I received the love. Thank you guys for listening to this to this video, to this reel. I'm sorry, I was going to say podcast, but to this reel. Thank you for everything. I received the love, and my heart is
No,
full
you
of
were right.
gratitude.
It's a podcast.
Okay, good, good.
A reel is usually about 3 minutes. We did an hour and a half, so it's a podcast. All
It's a
right.
podcast. Got it. Thank you
All
again for
right.
everything. I really appreciate it.
All righty. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I hope to have you back soon.
I love that. Anytime.
All right, everyone. Uh, uh, Wholeness and balanced love to you and yours. And you can catch this in replay on in Instagram if you choose to go to Soul Awakening with Sandra. It will also be in collaboration with Melissa, and you can find it on my YouTube as soon as I load it up. Give me a couple of days for that, and it will also go onto my Spotify.
Yay.
So you can find us everywhere, everywhere.
Isn't that
All
amazing?
right. All right.